区中昂时代广场。
Southern California hit by torrential rain and mudslides. 2-year-old boy killed. Dozens escaped death. A sudden downpour in Southern California triggered landslides and massive mudflows, leaving behind devastation. A 2-year-old boy tragically lost his life, while dozens of residents were rescued after their cars became trapped in thick mud.
这人又完了。
A family tragedy shakes the town. Authorities said the disaster began on September the 20th. Heavy rains east of Los Angeles flooded roads and homes, leaving some drivers stranded on highways for hours. In Barstow, San Bernardino County, 26-year-old Brandon Padilla Aguilera and his young son Xavier were swept away in their car. Aguilera survived by clinging to a patch of land in the raging floodwaters, but his son vanished within seconds. Dozens of rescuers, supported by helicopters, searched for more than 20 hours before finding the boy's body the next afternoon in a flood control channel. In a statement, police said, "Our hearts are with the family during this unbearable time." Storm remnants spark a chain reaction. The disaster was fueled by the remnants of Tropical Storm Mario, which dumped torrential rain on the San Bernardino Mountains and surrounding neighborhoods, turning quiet streets into raging rivers of mud. Forest Falls, a town that endured a deadly slide 3 years ago, was once again among the hardest hit. Rocks and debris roared downhill, tearing up yards, burying roads, and rupturing gas lines. Resident Anton Sommer described the scene. "The mud poured into my yard, cars were half buried, and my neighbor's house was nearly leveled." Roads cut off, rescues dramatic. Photos show power poles teetering, cars swallowed by mud, and highways rendered impassable. Cedar Falls Road was completely blocked by landslides, trapping dozens of drivers between downed trees and mud. State transportation officials warned that the area, weakened by past wildfires, had become a death trap in heavy rain. One survivor recalled, "The ground shook, trees snapped, and the mud came like a wall. I thought that was the end." Oak Valley overwhelmed. In Oak Valley, Birch Creek swelled with red mud, sweeping away street signs, mailboxes, and trees. A local steakhouse suffered heavy damage. Manager Casey Jubb said, "We had to dig cars out with shovels. This mud was worse than before." At least 2 homes were declared unsafe, and several pets were lost or swept away. Mountain roads paralyzed. Communities in shock. Highway 38, a major route to Big Bear Lake, was blocked, leaving more than a dozen people and vehicles stranded overnight. Police worked through the night to evacuate survivors in groups. Driver Kyle Steele said, "The road I had just driven vanished 30 seconds later." Satellite images later confirmed that an entire stretch of the highway had been washed away, leaving a massive gap plunging into the canyon. Official warnings and residents' pleas. Authorities issued mandatory evacuation orders, though some residents refused to leave. County Supervisor Don Roy pleaded at the scene, "These boulders are the size of cars. Please follow evacuation orders. Nothing is more important than your life." Meanwhile, Potato Canyon resident Denise Romo said, "It sounded like an earthquake. Within seconds, mud swallowed my front yard." A warning for the future. Forecasters warn that another tropical system may be on the horizon. Several Southern California regions, including the Kern River Valley and the Mojave Desert, remain under flash flood watches. The devastation left behind is more than physical. It is a stark reminder that in drought-stricken lands, even a single storm can turn deadly. As communities struggle to rebuild, San Bernardino residents will never forget the roar of the mud, the collapsed roads, and the heartbreaking loss of a 2-year-old boy. Thank you for watching. If you found this report helpful, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you won't miss future disaster updates. Some visuals in this program are for illustration only and not from the actual scene. We'll see you in the next episode. Stay tuned, and most importantly, stay safe.